what would it look like for us to actually trust in God? Like, everything that we do is lived out by the trust that we have in God, no matter what it looks like around us. Hey, I'm Tim. I'm your discipling parent guide. And my goal is that you would take steps to disciple your kids at home. It's not the church's job, it's your job. We have been called in the Bible to disciple our kids. So I want to help you do that. So if you like this video, I want to encourage you to subscribe, ring the bell, and I can let you know when the next video has been posted. Let's get started. Hey, so as a follower of Christ, you want to do all that you can to depend on God, right? And sometimes it doesn't make sense, but we just have to do our best to die to ourselves, as Scripture says, and pick up our cross and follow Jesus. And many times in our lives, especially this past year in 2020, it has been a real chore. It's been seemingly more difficult than normal to die to ourselves and live for Christ. So in the book of Luke, an angel comes to Mary. And Mary is probably a teenager, and the angel comes and she's immediately scared because this really bright light and this being that is, coming from out of nowhere. And the angel comes to Mary and says, "Hey, don't be afraid. I am bringing you good news, and you are going to bear a child, and you're going to name him Jesus." And so even just thinking about that, she's never been married and never done the things that you do to have kids. And so she's like, what in the world? How is this going to happen? So there's all this confusion that I'm sure fills her mind. And then the angel's telling her, and she's telling her what name to name her son, and why me, right? And so all these questions of confusion, she goes from that. The angel leaves her, and I'm sure that she's kind of living in this fog. She goes to tell Joseph, and Joseph's like, whoa, what's going on? You see, that's sometimes how we live. We live in this fog, and we wonder how we can get out of this fog. And recently I was visiting family, and it was over a weekend, and so I attended a church service, and it was during COVID times, and during that time that I attended church service, the Lord really worked on me. The Lord really prompted me to say, hey, if you say what you believe, then your actions also need to follow. And I was convicted, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? And I had to make a choice to say, hey, if you say that you can trust me no matter what, then that's it. You have to trust me no matter what. And so, trust me. Just trust. There's nothing you can do about the things you can't control. You just have to trust. And I came away from that, wow, yeah, I want to trust God. You see, Mary was able to trust God in the midst of the fog, right? In the midst of the confusion, in the midst of the craziness. And she had a big job to carry out. You see, you have a big job to carry out too. Parent, if you have little ones under your care, you've got a big job, right? What does it look like for you to take 5 minutes out of your day, at night, before bed, at the dinner table, at mealtime, just randomly throughout the day? What would it look like for you this next week to take time out of your day and sit down with your kid, sit down with a couple of your kids, and just talk about Jesus? Talk about the things of faith, the things that are out of our control. And with kids, you can definitely ask the question of what would it look like for you to be kind to your sibling? Or what would it look like for you to share something? Right? These are all, things that kids are able to understand, but you're able to then further communicate like, hey, that's what Jesus did. Jesus was kind to those who weren't kind to them. Jesus was able to share people with others and connect people, and even eventually, honestly, share his life so that we could be followers of Jesus. It was because Jesus died on the cross for us that we're able to be followers today. So what would it look like in your life? Trust God no matter what. Right. Our world is chaos and our world is crazy, and we can pick out all the bad news and there's very little good news. So, parent, I want to encourage you with this. You don't have to be a perfect parent. Your kids don't need that. They don't really want that. But what they really want, and they want your presence. They want you to be a present parent. So go out and be a present parent today.